Dopey, dopey, dopey. All right.
Get comfortable. Good morning. We are live. Welcome to Black Tech Futures Media Weekly Chat. This is season 2, episode 8.
Yep.
What's up, Jamel? How you doing this morning, man?
I'm feeling wonderful, doing better. You already know every week I look forward to this, talking to you, talking about this exciting stuff that's going on and making sure we can tell everybody we know and then some.
I know, right? A lot is going on for sure, man. Talk to me about, let's see what we got. Oh, so I wanted to mention to folks, listen, interestingly enough, a lot of times we're talking about, I don't know, I say interestingly enough for some reason, but a lot of times we're talking about cryptocurrency, we're talking about NFTs and creating your own legacy on the blockchain by announcing, I own this. I own this. I want to share it in some particular way or sell it to someone who might find it to be an amazing piece of art, an awesome song, whatever it might be. And all I'm saying is we got to get more and more people on this train, because in the very near future, and I mean, one actually bit of news that I have for you, if you don't already know, is case in point. Listen, I'm thinking about things like unbanked. You know what I mean, Jamil?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I want to explain the concept too, because where you're leading to, because I know exactly what you're leading to with how cryptocurrency is actually changing the world, right? How it's becoming that global currency that we talk about. Have you ever heard of the concept of leapfrogging?
I have, but talk to me.
So we're starting to see now, and India is like a great example of this, of a not as established community when it comes to having access to internet and all that, right?
That's right.
Places like the United States, we've started off from the ground with landlines and all that, right? That's how we started. It was very, very like evolutionary with how we got from, using telephones and telegrams and all that stuff to where we are now with Wi-Fi, smartphones and all that. Places like India and other, places that aren't like the United States. I don't want to necessarily call them third world, places, but who don't have that access, leapfrog.
They are third world countries if you consider where we are in the US, right? In Europe.
Compared, right, relative to
comparatively, but even so.
So, they skipped all that, right? They skipped all the landmine part. They skipped like the AOL dial-up part and went straight into
in Africa. They skipped the telephone, the house phone, right?
A lot of places like that. A lot of societies, right?
A lot of places.
Right. So I was just using India as an example, but there's a lot of places, right? And now we're here at places like El Salvador, right? Going back to the unbanked, how there's millions and millions of people who've never had a bank account before, but all they need now is one of these. All they need is one of these now, and boom, they have a bank. They're what? Their own bank. Right?
That's right.
So
quite literally,
So that concept kind of blew my mind as to wow, like us, as America, we really took the long and hard road. But that's just how we are, right? We're innovators, we're people who are problem solvers, where other people just didn't have the access to do that. But the second this technology came, it's like, hey, we skipped all of that. We got this, and now we're looking good. El Salvador is one of those, prime examples of where the I don't know what they call him, the president, the prime minister, I don't know what they call him in El Salvador, but El Jefe, I don't know, but how he just bought a bunch of Bitcoin and was just like, hey, you know what? You got a smartphone, I'm gonna give you $45 worth of Bitcoin. And now it's absolutely ridiculous how they can cut all of that and say, hey, we're with you now. We're here now. Right. And that's the beauty about technology. That's the beauty about blockchain. So I understand what you mean by unbanked. And I didn't mean to like hijack your
no, please hijack it, brother. Because, let's be honest, there's so many different ways from a very clear, honest point of view. We were able to do that because of the spoils of war. Let's not be,
Oh,
let's not be confused.
oh, no, no.
And
We are
you
some
know,
damn bullies. Yeah.
here we live. This is where we live, though, eh?
Yeah.
But the point is, we're able. This country, the United States, was able to do that. But also think about it this way, man. China, but less China. I would not even put China in this sort of like in front of everything, only because I'm talking about countries that have actually taken the Bitcoin and have begun to truly create policies that are helping the unbanked in those countries get
Right.
access
Right.
to economics, right?
Right.
And so unfortunately, we're not leading in that as much as we probably can be and likely will be in the future.
Oh.
But,
Well, with the
people are
announcement with the
getting with the
SEC.
program.
Right. Yeah. SEC said
Yeah.
they have no plans of like really, heavily regulating heavily. I don't know what that means with cryptocurrency. I think they're leaving all of the, the Ethereums and altcoins to themselves by themselves. I think they're really going to focus more on the stable coins, right? I think that's what they're going to focus their energy on is, but they made announcements saying that, hey, we're not here to fuck your shit up. So that's kind of reassuring, right? So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens for now. Right, exactly. We don't know. That's just the latest on that.
But this is, the reason why I'm discussing this is because it's super important that we, as in BIPOC people, Black, brown people, underrepresented, and however we may be underrepresented throughout social economic access and prospects and all that stuff. But anyway, we got to get on board, man.
No, well, that is important. And I think that's
this
why
is like the wild west of the internet, the wild west.
Right.
Because
no, and
everything is about to flip.
Right.
In our minds, everything we see and have access to is about to change.
Oh, I mean, and it's here already, right? Yeah, we're I mean, you and I specifically speaking, like we're already seeing this change. And I just want to put something in perspective for viewers. So this is how early we still are. And this is specifically for NFTs, but just think about how users in a blockchain, because that's always like the first use case, right? That the example of NFTs with really putting money into it. So there are 4,662 million internet users, and that's only growing exponentially, right? 189.2 million Twitter users, 10 million DeFi users, and only 0.3 million OpenSea users. Now, with all those stats, right? Yeah, I seen it on Twitter. With that said, that 0.009% of internet users own an NFT. 0.009 users own an NFT. And we already know that in an NFT market specifically, it's already $1 billion market. So that should just put into perspective how early we are, how much of the wild, wild west we're still in this, and how we're still navigating it, and how we just want to tell people that, listen, you want to be on this side, especially if you're a creative, especially if you're an artist, especially if you're someone who has kind of a struggle of trying to connect directly to their customers with whether it's a product or art, right? But we're here to tell you that this is a new way to do it. If you have a Shopify store, you're on Facebook and whatnot, obviously that's good. I still use all those stuff in terms of trying to get a product out there, but you have to pay fees, right? They're still going to take a chunk. That's a great resource. But now with DeFi, we're understanding that we can make all of this ourselves. Of course, it's still, we're still navigating. I still don't know how to really know the ins and outs of what a decentralized app and how to put that together, right? It's, we have to talk to developers, and that's why we're here, right? We're here to take that on. We're here to become those pioneers to say, hey, we went through all the bullshit, so y'all ain't have to go through it. Just watch this video on how to do it. Because we're going to be those ones to really dive into that. But with that being said, I feel like once we have that set up, we're paying minimal fees. And the only fees that we are paying are these gas fees. And we're understanding that with these other different blockchains and understanding how they work, fees are, lower and lower and lower, understanding which ones like Solana, like Polymatic, like, and of course, obviously the Polygon, right? The big brother is Ethereum, and a lot of people who are already in it understand that the gas fees are still high, but, you know, understanding that, hey, we're still transitioning from that proof of work system to proof of stake. Those fees should be, you know, should be going down and being stabilized
Ethereum,
when that
yeah,
updates, you know, but we're in the middle of waiting for that. But these
yeah,
other blockchains are moving at, you know, high speeds, and they're
yeah.
catching a lot of steam, like Solana. Solana is one of those blockchains that's really catching steam because a lot of artists and development teams are going over there simply because they know that their customer, or I should say they're not, I don't want to say shareholders, because that's how I always try to think of it when I explain to people what NFTs are. Like, it's just a way to think of, you know,
It's a great analogy.
yeah, right. It's a hyper fast way of getting a share, but it's an art. It's a piece of art, but you're getting share.
Yeah.
And the more and more people put stock into it, the higher that share goes up, right?
Listen, man, I listened to an example where they talked about, I think it was something like, I don't know, not the Eiffel Tower, but just pick an amazing piece of architecture in a city anywhere, okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they said, you know, it's like in the future, I will be able to own, especially if you think about fractionalized shares, I will be able to own an NFT that gives me a percentage of ownership,
Right.
because an NFT can be literally anything. And as Internet of Things, right, objects become, get onto the internet or the future, which is the blockchain.
Absolutely.
As objects get onto the blockchain,
Absolutely.
everything around us, surrounding us, will be a potential something or an asset or something that we can own.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So you will be able to, in that sense, get also rewards from that.
Right. Right. Exactly.
And so in the future, and remember, people, the future, I think about movies, right? And I think about, for example, that movie Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. It is such,
movie,
yeah, right? Because it is such a window into the future, and it discusses so many different aspects of ideas that we have about aliens, about outer space, about ourselves in space and on this earth, or on a virtual version of this
I think
earth.
about all of that. I thought about all of that after watching that movie. Yep.
Yeah, right. All of that. I'm into that stuff like every day, man. I'm interested. And so I think the point here that we're making is, especially with, I wanted to mention this, I may as well mention it if you haven't heard, and I want to find it too. Facebook's new new version of Facebook.
Oh yeah, so their metaverse.
The quote unquote, their metaverse, the Ready Player One version of Facebook, the Facebook that now wants to compete with Fortnite. Yes, people. Facebook at the end of this month will be releasing a new product. And I don't know if you've heard about it. It's, what is it called? Facebook's new
what'd you you sent it to me.
Yeah.
It is
I think, let's see. Facebook wants us to live in the metaverse. Because there's a
they're coming. They obviously understand, and Facebook is obviously one of the leading like tech companies that just always wants to stay ahead. And
man, of course, we got to find that, because I'm killing the lead. Yeah, can you look for that while I talk about it? But the reality is, Facebook is about to create a 3D version, which will be its next version, immersive world, immersive experience, which is not going to be the 2D version that we interact with right now. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're releasing it on the 22nd of this month.
Yep.
So what this was, if you go back to some of our earlier episodes months ago, I said Mark Zuckerberg came onto Clubhouse and announced that he was going to be creating what people first said, wait, it's a competitor of Clubhouse? No, it would be the next big thing for creators.
Right? Well, no, they're also competing with Clubhouse too. They're releasing Facebook Hub, which is literally the
like
Twitter Space
voice or
voice.
audio or
It's
whatever.
yeah, but we already seen that coming. Gary Vee was one of the first ones to obviously say, "Oh no, Clubhouse isn't going to be popping. Sure, it's going to be strong, like how Snapchat was strong,
Yeah.
but you're going to have Instagram's taking it, its story, style. Facebook did the same thing, and it's going to become a feature, right? So that voice.
Yeah.
But Facebook is saying, you know what? Let's take it one step above and be ahead of Instagram or
And I don't want to,
Instagram.
I do not want to leave out and note our time in history here. Facebook is facing unprecedented legal issues because of the impact in a study that they did, and the impact that Instagram has on young girls. And I would say that parents and caregivers and adults in children's lives have to be very diligent about your children's use of some of these tools. They are growing up in this space. We didn't.
Right.
And definitely psychological issues, social, emotional care, all of those things are going to be issues that we're going to have to constantly manage for our children, obviously, right? Because they're growing up in a world with movies like Free Guy.
Well,
right?
These metaverses are being created, and it needs to be, and they need to be protected, right? Of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that's why that whistleblower came forward and blew the whole cap off, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of obviously things are moving into a space where obviously mass adopters don't know about it yet. They're just pretty much going to go into it, right? Because that's what Facebook kind of know. They're the big top dogs, and they're just going to say, hey, we got a new thing, come join us. And instead of playing Fortnite, why don't you come join Horizon? That's what it's called, Horizon.
Yeah.
And it's just like Facebook, except you have a character now. You can walk around as opposed to just scrolling. You're not scrolling anymore. You're walking around or flying, right. Yeah. So it's just the next step, right? It's just the next step, and people at an exponential rate. There was another statistic when back in the 90s, going into the 2000s, when people were getting their cell phones and all that and getting on internet, that was going at an exponential rate, right? I forget what the percentage was, but it was like at a 69% rate. That's what like it was going like
adoption
that fast, right? Adoption rate. But with with crypto and blockchain and NFTs, that like tripled. So like by 2024, like a lot of people are going to be, I'm a prime example. 18 months ago, if you would have told me, Jamel, you're going to be a digital art collector, what the hell are you talking about? Like, first of all,
why would I want to do that?
Why would I want to do that? I want to buy some real art, right? I want to, which I obviously still want to
put it on my wall.
Right. Because that's more so what I'm interested, or what I know. That's what I knew. It's like, oh, I want to buy somebody's dope art and boom, 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 put it, because I do have some pieces of art hanging on my wall right now because I like art. But digital art, whatever. Telling me a meme? Am I just gonna get a meme and just keep it on my Facebook? I don't know.
Why would I do that?
Why would I do that? But understanding blockchain technology and its use cases, and how art was like that first barrier to get in there, to be like, hey, this is how this works. And then of course, leading up to using physical objects like real estate, like other pieces of art. Like now they're already doing it with the Bored Ape yacht clubs, where you can fractionalize one Bored Ape and say, hey, I own a piece of this Bored Ape, which I'm probably gonna end up doing. Give me 25. I'll put in $25 to own 0.0001%.
Because they say, I've heard that Ethereum could get very soon, right? In the next,
they're saying about the end of the
years. Well, let me say what it could get. Oh, it could get over 10,000.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Ethereum is over $3,000, almost $4,000 now for one Ethereum.
Right.
And so, listen, it could be, and this is also what I've heard, the next Bitcoin. In other words, Bitcoin is up over a little over 50,000 now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So case in point, we really have to understand, we really have to build in these spaces. Right. And with the understanding that the unbanked, people who are unbanked are getting online quickly. Right. People who want to create wealth for their families are using Bitcoin and using ways and figuring out and learning. We've got to really be that serious about this, or we're going to be once again left behind. And someone who I respect, her name is MacGyver in this space, said, we don't want to recreate the same problems we have IRL in real life on the metaverse. We don't need to. Right. The metaverse is a potential to create a new way, our ideal way of being. And so also people want to know, what is the metaverse? Right now, we're in the metaverse. We are speaking to you live and direct over the internet. That's the metaverse.
Right.
Okay.
That's just the most basic.
It's a 2D. Right. Yeah, we're here. It's 2D right. space. Right. But what we're talking about is you guys taking a walk with us, your right. avatar, walking right. with our avatar.
And being in a world and moving
and being
in space.
In our right. world right. and moving it's in funny. Our space.
It's funny that you say that too, because I remember texting you last night, when we were talking about this, and I was just like, I'll see you tomorrow. And in my right. head, after I said that, I'm like, oh shit. I hope she doesn't mean like physically, but then it's like, I think she knows because we always Zoom. So I found myself having that conversation with myself, like, I know she knows what I mean when I say I'll see you tomorrow, because hey, here you are, I see you.
Yeah.
So it's funny how I just had that dialogue with myself, like after
sort of like an epiphany. Wait a minute,
and it was so natural. It was just super natural.
Well, you know what it was? I think I can see you, and I will see you tomorrow, as in I rely on you to understand. I mean, virtually, because we do it every week, just like you said.
That's right. So
but also the recognition, though, that you could think about seeing me tomorrow in more than one way. I think that is the more profound. And so what I'm saying here, in 2D and IRL, and we are about to venture off into a world where anybody can create these worlds. Absolutely. Everybody can create these worlds. If you have a developer, if you have a vision, and we definitely have that. If you have a developer, and we may or may not have that right now, but we're definitely working on it. And just exactly the happy dance, man. And if you have, if you're in that space, like right now, I want to mention this, and I think it's super important. We are literally across 10 platforms. If you want to talk to us, and you can hit us up in so many different ways. I just want to show folks real quick. When I say 10 platforms, man, I mean literally 10 platforms. Our website, here's our link tree really quick. That gives you an idea of what we're doing in terms of connecting people, the economic opportunities on the blockchain across multiple blockchains. As Jamil was talking about earlier, Polygon, all of these different blockchains. So with us, if you want to get a MetaMask, you can connect to our tutorial. If you want to attend an event, we are about to actually have an amazing event that we want to invite you to.
Yeah, talk about it.
NFTs, we are so excited. NFTs, Future of the Business of Art by Black Tech Futures Media. We are coming to you virtually across multiple streaming platforms and voice. And so we want to invite you December 2nd, which is a very significant day. And I will talk about that day at the conference. It is very significant. I know, right? It's like sneaky inside. Oh my God.
No, we can't wait to talk about it though. There's so much cool stuff going on. It's not just some boring virtual event. It is going to be a party, and you're going to learn some stuff, and you're going to be introduced to this wild concept that you just never thought about. And we encourage creatives and artists specifically to come on board, but we want everybody to come. We want everybody to
join
come.
Us.
We obviously want
amazing speakers, man.
Yeah, we got some dope speakers who were awesome guests beforehand, and we're really just trying to pump this up because we really want you guys to just understand what's going on from multiple angles, not just from us. Yeah. There's a lot of people who are doing amazing things in different spaces, but all relating to DeFi, all relating to NFT and blockchain, everything. So If
you're an artist, if you're a poet, if you're a writer, if you're a performer, every creative in this space, we welcome you to this conference, December 2nd, from 4 to 8 p.m. It's all streamed live. It's virtual. We're requesting a donation because we also want to be able to tip our creators. Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm talking about when he says party, we're going to definitely have a
it's party. It's a party.
It's a party, guys.
It's a party.
And also, we'll be bringing on some amazing folks who will be discussing and answering some of your most pressing questions about non-fungible tokens, deregulated finance or DeFi, all of these various ways that you can help find funding for your business, whether you are a founder of a health tech company, or you're someone who is looking as a developer or an IT professional to find work, whether you are an artist of any kind and you want to be able to access funding to do your creative projects. We'll also be bringing in some amazing people who are already doing it, people who represent cryptocurrency, so that you can also get support. We're just talking to all of these people and having them come and share with you. And we want to invite you to come in. So get your tickets. Okay, we're on Eventbrite. And you guys are going to have a great time, man. And so we were saying, we're across all of these platforms. You can listen to our artists, our interviews. You can follow me on Instagram at BlackNFTs9. You can follow Jamil on Instagram at Thrill. What is it? Thrill Jamil?
Thrill Ahmed.
I don't know why. I mean, I need to be on your page more, man. I think that's what it is.
Hey, we see each other all the time. We talk all the time.
I know, right? LinkedIn, we're there. Black Tech Futures Media. Facebook, we're on TikTok. Black Tech Futures Media. And if you need to hit us up and pay for anything, of course, you can do that via PayPal. But please, people, connect to us. And we definitely want you here. Last thing we will mention, if you like and enjoy what we do, please hit us up on Patreon, patreon.com/Black Tech Futures Media. What are we doing, Jamil?
Obviously we're still going to be really putting up knowledge on NFT space and cryptocurrency, blockchain, if you're interested in that. But not only just that, we obviously want to add, as much value as we can as possible to not only the people who are interested in this, but people who also need other services, right?
Absolutely.
So we are obviously, we want to do it in a way where we're kind of linking it with cryptocurrency, but it's this bridge and we're still working on it. However, Patreon is going to be that first awesome step, as well as when we do our Web 3.0 site, which we're also going to talk about, but that's in the works. But leading up to that, we're offering our services. If you guys don't know, I am a videographer and digital marketer. I put together campaigns, put together your content calendar, and help you really grow your online traffic and audience. Ira, what do you do? What do you have?
I do project management. I do a lot of grant and technical writing. And with Black Tech Futures Media, we want to offer these opportunities for you to support the work. And so if you'd like, just hit us up on Patreon and subscribe. We've got multiple categories and tiers for you to subscribe to. And we want to help you guys help us. And also the last one I would say is the giving program, the Patreon giving program. For $100 a month, we would like to give a portion of that money to other artists so that they can create their NFTs. They can create their Patreon campaigns, giving campaign.
Guys, think about this.
Other artists.
I want you to think
keep
about
the
this.
love going.
Right. Yeah. You're not just, this isn't donating. This is investing. Please understand that. Please understand that.
This is not investment advice.
No, this is not investment advice. This is not investment advice, because obviously we want you to do your research.
Project support.
Obviously, we're vetting our artists as well and making sure that we do everything. Thank you for reminding me about that. But I want you to think from that lens, right? Of course, I want you to do it the right way. And we're not telling you, oh, if you do this, you're going to go to the moon. No, not at all. Not at all. Because no one knows. So, and that's the whole thing about investing. But I want you to think of it that way. It's not just you're just giving your money to support something good, even though that is good. And you should be doing that, because I do that and Ira does that. But we want you to think of it as that you can possibly get a return on investment, because that's what we want to do. Obviously, we're doing this with full hearts and making sure that we take action with the art and make great quality art so that people can invest in it, because that's the whole point. And that's what I've been seeing with a lot of NFT projects. There are different people,
right? And there are different people in the NFT space for different reasons, and we definitely want to be able to discuss that at our upcoming mini conference, or if you would like to call it summit, half-day summit, December 2nd. And this year, we are really going to be launching some amazing stuff and preparing you for next year. So thank you all for being here with us. If you see us on YouTube, definitely hit that subscribe button so that you know when we're coming every week,
Yes.
every Wednesday at 8:30
Also,
a.m. Eastern.
thank
What
you,
you got,
Ira.
Trey?
Also, we got blacktechfutures.media, guys. I repeat, blacktechfutures.media. We have transitioned from NFTcreativetraders.com to now blacktechfutures.media. Please check us out. It's on our link tree. I'll make sure I got to grab that link tree from you too, but I actually put Black Tech Futures Media in my bio for my link up. So either Instagram on us, you could check us out. Yeah, why don't you check us out? We're gonna be dropping a bunch of stuff of between now and the event, so you're gonna be learning a lot more stuff that from our guests to NFT project that's gonna be dropping that day too.
Yes, we
So
have
we're
a drop
gonna
party that day too. So
yeah,
people
so there's a lot
definitely
of stuff going on. We're gonna have performances. We're gonna have dope art happening. So it's gonna be fun. We want you to be there. We can't wait to see you, and you'll be hearing from us, and I'll be blabbing away about it. You're gonna see me all over the platforms. Just
likes to talk, people.
Right.
Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next week.
Have a great day, everybody.